sometimes the way that you love your neighbor is by sharing your pastor. I think the beautiful thing about the dual parish is that it has shaped the life of so many of the people that are a part of it, that even if they were to grow to a point where the dual parish was no longer necessary, I think that they would still want to and desire to work together, know each other, live relationally with each other. In partnership, we have a path forward, we have a future, we have hope. One day, either of these congregations might be healthy enough that they could truly call their own worker. We're working towards that goal, but with the agreement that we're not going to leave the other behind, that we're going to continue the hard work of figuring out what makes our congregation healthy, getting healthy, and then getting to a point where things are going well enough that we could expand the work that we're doing here. I feel like the district does a great job stepping into challenging situations and walking with churches through whatever they're going through. It's easy to focus on the scheduling issues. It's easy to focus on the financial issues. But there's a lot of joy in seeing people work together and continue to develop their relationship with their community at large.
In Emerge Church, it is most certainly true. That's a Lutheran statement there. This is most certainly true. You're not losing. That missional stronghold of the gospel that you love and that you've been united to, that maybe has been your home church for decades, has a future. I think the mergers can be a wonderfully healthy way for congregations to continue ministry, for them to have vital ministry, and even to partner together with other people. We're alive in this specific piece of time. We have opportunity to make impact, even eternal impact, with everybody that we come into contact with. With our limited time, we might as well spread the word at all cost. Let us do that in multiple campuses. Let us do that in multiple styles, just in case we might be effective with that gospel and the Holy Spirit decides to use us. Reverend Richard Paul was the longtime pastor at Faith Lutheran in Huntington Beach. This was a sacrificial man of God who wanted people to continue in ministry. Richard Paul, with his exemplary leadership, stood in front of that congregation many times and he said, "I think I know the best way forward." And then he would talk about merging. And because he's the one who used those words and the people trusted him, he handed over some of that trust to me. He had a willingness to look into the future of this church that he had been called to serve and to say, I see a future that's going to include me in a different role. It's going to include me as a church member. We had a closing service of Faith Lutheran in Huntington Beach that honored the legacy. President Gibson came in and even preached that service, talking about the unity that we now have. They were people who had worshiped in Huntington Beach their whole life. There were people who had worshiped in Costa Mesa their whole life for just a short amount of time. We stood in this one big circle. And then President Gibson started to ask questions like, how many of you were baptized here? Hands go up. How many of you were married here? Hands go up. And then we just talked about, thank you that we now get to share those memories together. They're not going away. It's part of the legacy. It's just now that all of these people, more people, sharing those stories with you. Let's continue in ministry.